Welcome in the closet. We're back. We're ready.
I don't know if I'm ready, but
We're not ready.
I'm here.
Are we ready?
Sure.
We're in the closet. And one thing gotta do is that.
You didn't start the video.
I just started.
It's so interesting how you can start the video from your phone and the camera's all the way over there.
I know, it's really, really nifty, this whole new modern world we live in with neat little gadgets.
Freaks me the freak out.
Yeah.
I had a long day today. I just got home from work. I haven't even taken a shower or changed my clothes yet. Straight into the podcast.
Straight into that podcast, you got to keep it rolling. Once you stop, you're going to just drop off.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
The more you do things, the more you want to do things.
That's what she said.
It's true.
And I didn't make that wasn't a good that's what she said. But it's true. It's definitely true.
It is.
The more you work out, right?
Right.
The more you want to work out. The more you have sex.
Right.
The more you want to have sex.
The more you eat, the more you want to eat.
And the more you eat the right things.
The more you want to eat the right things.
Right.
So you get you get it.
You get
It's
where
not
we're
a very
going with
hard
this.
concept.
We weren't trying to go there with this. It just
No,
kind of fell in our laps.
But it's very true.
But it is true. So and then if you do that for long enough,
I bet I can
intentionally,
finish your sentence.
what?
You create a habit.
You create a habit.
Were you really going to say that?
Yes, I was. 21 days. You just got to force yourself.
Is that? I heard that's not true anymore.
Oh, that's BS. It is true. Do something for a month and see if it's not a habit.
I'm a habitual person.
I
can do something.
got something I'm going to have you do for a month and see if it becomes a habit.
I'm a habitual person. I do something for a week. It's a habit.
Yeah, you are very routine oriented. You have a little bit of addictive personality.
I do, very much so.
Yeah, I don't.
I know, you're cool.
I'm
We've
not-
already
I'm not-
established this on the
No,
podcast
I-
that Jeff's
I'm-
the cool one.
I'm not
And
saying
I'm
I'm
the runt.
cool. It's cool to have addictions, I think.
Ugh.
Not really. I'm just
No.
kidding.
It's
I mean,
really
I
not.
don't though. For some reason, I don't have an addiction. I could do a line of coke right now and never do it
Okay,
again.
that's a little far.
I could.
No.
Yeah, right off your booty, and then I could never do it again. I mean, do your booty again, but not the snorting of the coke.
That's not even funny. That's scary that you would even say that.
It's weird that I can do something like. I don't know that I could. I've never
I
done
don't-
coke.
I
Coca-Cola.
I
You
don't-
gave it up. If you can give up Coca-Cola,
You
can
haven't
give
given
up
up
anything.
Coca-Cola. That's bullshit. That's bull.
Oh yes, I have.
Have ya?
Yeah, I don't drink Coca-Cola on
You
a
drink
regular basis.
Diet Coke.
Not on a regular basis.
Jeff, there's Diet Coke in our refrigerator right now.
Are
What's
you
a regular
sure about
basis?
There's
There's blueberry Diet Coke in our refrigerator, I believe.
I think I drank them all.
Oh, my point. My point.
But that doesn't count because it was used as a mixer. If you drink it with alcohol, you're not really drinking the Coke.
You
It's
are.
Jack and Coke. You're not a Coke
are.
drinker.
Yeah, you are.
So
Yes.
I don't drink Coke all week, but then I go out and order Jack and Coke.
So
Now
you
I'm a
drink
Coke.
Coke. You
now I'm
said
a
you
Coke
gave
drinker.
up Coca-Cola. If you gave it up, you wouldn't ever drink it.
All right, I'm going to go back on that a little bit.
You should, because it's a false statement.
I gave
It's
up,
fake news.
but I did give up everything for 5 weeks last year.
Oh, so now we back up to with something you really did give up.
I did. I gave up everything. I gave
I
up
know.
alcohol. I gave up Coke. I gave up everything but steaks and chicken and fish and water and coffee. Water and coffee for an entire month.
That's sad. And for what?
It was a good experiment. I know my body better. And it's true what John Mayer says when he said that my body's a wonderland. It is.
He wasn't singing about you. You do know this song was not about you, right?
I'm not so sure. No.
When he said your
because
body
it
is a
makes
wonderland.
sense now. After I did that, it makes sense. So there's a
Oh,
connection
so you looked
there.
in the mirror after 5 weeks of doing it. You're like, that's who John Mayer was talking about. Me.
I'm telling you what, though, going on that, if you want to get ripped, I was shredded. For me. Now, I say shredded for me. I wasn't shredded like Jason Momoa or whatever.
Guarantee you he's not on the carnivore diet because he eats some food to get like that.
Dude, he eats and eats and eats, I'm
Yes.
sure. Like a mammoth monster.
I'm still not for that all the time for a lifestyle.
I'm not either.
I said that today in my-
That's no way, Jose. I know I saw it.
You
No
watched
way.
my IGTV
I
video?
Did. You
You
look
did
so
not.
pretty.
I did?
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
you did. You look very pretty. I was like, I think I'm going to watch this chick. I'm not even going to listen to her. She's so hot.
See
gonna listen
what
to
you
what
do.
she's
You don't
saying.
listen to. You listen to the whole thing.
I listen to the entire thing.
Because normally you just like listen to the beginning. So if I
That's
say,
not true.
"Did you watch my IGTV?" You're like, "Yeah, you said this." And
No. I always listen to your whole IG
Sweet.
stories because I'm interested in what you're saying. Plus, I want to make sure it's right.
Oh, well, yeah. Because you are the expert in the area of fitness and nutrition, and I don't know anything.
Total joke.
But I'm just saying, as for most people, for a lifestyle, I don't think it's the way to go. It's way too restrictive for most people.
It is. It's definitely restricted for most people. I think you need to have something like
Well, yeah.
some issues when you go, if you're going to go on that. It's like if you have severe autoimmune issues or.
But I mean,
certain
even
things,
then, it's so
it
restrictive. You're not
helps.
going to. I want to talk. I want to talk to more than just a couple of
Got a
people.
boogie right there.
Um,
I think you got it. Good
I got
work.
it.
Good work.
More than just a
I was
few.
getting ready to name it. It'd been there so long.
Why didn't you say something?
I was
earlier?
thinking of a name and I couldn't think of a name, so I just was like, just get it. Get it.
gosh.
It's
Okay,
frustrating.
whatever.
So I can't think of
I'm
a
just
name.
saying. I think more. I need to hear of more than a few people that think it's sustainable, because you have that little cult there, and I'm not saying cult in a bad way.
Yeah, but it is. You're right.
I'm not saying cult in a bad way. That was a bad word. But you have the group of people who are so pro carnivore diet, they're gonna be. But most,
how it is with everything.
I'm saying most people aren't gonna last on keto and aren't gonna last on the carnivore diet, because it's it's so restrictive. I didn't
Right.
say all.
No, there's
I
people
know
that
there are
thrive
people-
on both of them.
I know there are people that go on keto and do great for a while, but guess what happens when they come off of it? We already know.
Yeah, I don't know
'Cause
a
most
lot of
people
people
don't
that
stay
stay
on it
I
forever.
know a lot of people that have done it, but they do it for a period of time, like
Right.
from January till May, and then they get through the summer
then
and
what
they get back,
happens?
they get
And they
bigger.
blow back up. So
And
anyway,
then they get bigger the next year because they do it again, and it's
know,
like
I'm-
the worst
I'm
training for your body. You're
telling
telling your
you.
body you got to store fat because this guy's doing it again. He's doing it again.
I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. But
So
anyway,
if you're going to do it, you got to decide to do it as a lifestyle. And then if you do that, you're going to give up a lot. And you are one of the people that can tell people, yes, you can do it, because look what you've given up. Your whole eating schedule, your whole lifestyle is a freaking 180 from what it used to be.
yeah,
You gave up stuff that I would be like, you're not going to give it up forever.
I know.
No way,
But
no
I did,
way.
and I don't plan on going back. I mean, I've said it before. I've given up sweets and everything, and I don't plan on going back. Could I eat a piece of cake? I could eat a piece of cake every day. A piece of cake. It'd do nothing to me, as active
Actually,
as I
you
am.
probably need the calories. You don't eat enough.
I know, but I'm gonna get clean calories, because here's the thing: it's like because circling back to my addictive personality, I'm scared, because am I gonna get that taste of cake and start spiraling? You know what I'm saying? Like start slowly going backwards. I don't know that I wouldn't, because of my personality.
Hey, let me tell you from experience, and I'll tell you from experience because I've had it. When I got off that carnivore diet, and I was like slowly at first introducing things back in, because at first nothing really tasted good. Stuff with sugar in it tasted like crap. You
Right.
remember the first day I came off it, what I did?
I don't really
The
remember.
first day I came off it, it was the first day I was done with it. I hadn't had anything but water, coffee, and meat for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And what I did is I came home from work. I stopped and got Halo ice cream.
Oh, that's right.
I got it out. I sat down. I was like, I'm eating this whole thing. I took 2 bites. Said, this tastes like crap. Put the lid on it, put it back in, and cooked me a steak.
Ugh. Yeah.
You remember that? I mean, I think but then as I slowly reintroduced stuff to my palate and got my gut dirty,
Oh, you're back.
oh, I was back, man. I was sneaking over like a crack fiend to CVS in the middle of the day and
Yeah.
give me a thing of Ben and Jerry's.
And that's the thing. When
It's like when you fall off, you fall off.
well, but that's because you that's what over restriction does.
Right. I'm a witness to that.
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't. I would argue with it for like during the carnivore or even before. I'd probably argue a little bit with you on that and say, no, I'll be more disciplined because I see the results. And but it's almost like when you let go. One trick that you tell yourself is, I can always get back because I just did it.
Yeah.
Right. But you can't get back. We lie to ourselves and say we can get back but then we say, well, I don't have to get back now.
Yeah.
And then you start using it as just this little Band-Aid to get back to whatever it is whether it was losing weight, or health wise, you think, well, I can do it again.
Right.
Well, the thing is, you got to do it forever if you're going to commit to it.
No, you do, and it's not easy, but it's definitely, we've said it before, a lifestyle change and a commitment. You can't just waver back and forth. I mean, like I said in my video today, I mean, yes, you can do things on a short-term basis to get ready for the beach, or do that. Like I'm doing that now. I'm heavily restricting myself right now because we're going to the beach next month. So I'm going kind of more on the low carb side because I'm not necessarily always low carb. I just eat. Like I don't, it's not really called intuitive eating. I mean, it may be intuitive eating to an extent, but I'm not really low carb, high carb. I carb cycled for a while, but I just kind of eat whatever I feel, not whatever I feel like eating. I eat clean foods.
Yeah,
but if
you
in
never
a,
eat bad.
what I'm saying is if in a meal, I'm like, I want a sweet potato. I'm going to eat a sweet potato.
Ooh.
If in a meal, I'm going to say, I want brown rice. I'm going to eat brown rice because
Ooh,
everybody's always saying
get
no carb,
crazy.
no carb, no carb. I get where they're coming from, but
Sure,
is it
yeah.
sustainable? Sure, if you eat low carb, you're going to retain less water, therefore your stomach's going to be tighter, the
Right.
scale's going to be lower. It's a misconception. It's not really, always carbs are always such the enemy, but it's the amount, it's when you eat them.
It's balance.
Right, it's
Yeah,
balance, and that,
yeah.
I guess I'm a balanced eater. That's more.
extremely
That's more
balanced
the thing
eater.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
and
you're
I
very,
would
very
I would
balanced.
recommend that to anybody and everybody. Well, most people.
Well, and there's
Most
two,
people.
Most people.
If you can do it balanced.
If you can do it balanced, but a lot of people can't.
Right.
And that's the thing. You got your carbs that are okay for you, right?
Right.
Like your sweet.
But still retain water. But yes.
They do, but they don't do. The difference
But your
is
body needs
white bread,
Oh, sure.
cereal, cookies, chips.
It's the simple carbs.
You
it's
don't
the
you,
sugary-
you
yeah,
can't
well,
get
okay.
you can't. Those calories are a lot worse for you.
Well, they're very empty.
They're so empty. You don't get full.
Right.
You create cravings
Absolutely.
big time. I know this because Oreos are my nemesis.
Oreos and you, yes. But what my point is if you want to do these crazy things to get ready to go to the beach or get ready for a photo shoot or something, sure, they work and they're fine if you want to over restrict yourself. But as for a lifestyle, you're going to over restrict yourself for the rest of your life. That's probably not going to happen. So, yes, I seems like I over restrict myself because I don't eat sweets. I don't eat candies. I don't eat cupcakes. I don't eat cookies. Oh, you're over restricting. No, not really, because I do other things that aren't good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I have cheat days, so I have chips, I eat pizza, I eat burgers, I eat fries, I have drinks. So I'm not
Sure,
over
no,
restricting
you're not over
myself.
restricted. You have your cheat days.
I took out what my my slippery slope was. I took out my trigger food, and everybody has a trigger
yeah,
food.
Definitely.
And if you got to be careful with those trigger foods. You got to just get rid of them totally.
Right.
So anyway,
Well, and I think though it's also important to say for people who do start cutting things out, I think our bodies are so smart. Even though you eat clean like that, you always have the struggle when it comes to food, one way or the other. Like it might be okay. I don't eat sweets anymore. I don't drink as much. Whatever you've given up, whatever calories, and you're used to it now. Where your body adapts to what you're used
absolutely.
to, and you still could have struggles with weight, and not really know why. I mean, it could be like you've said recently is, I'm so active and I'm burning so many calories in a day.
right.
You can't eat enough. Like you've got to eat more to
Yes.
keep your body from storing fat.
And people don't understand that. They freak out when I tell them. If they come to me and they say they're struggling to lose weight, and they say, I just don't get it. I don't hardly eat anything, and I'm not losing weight. Well, there's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't believe me. They look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I mean, go ask another trainer, another person certified in nutrition, and they're going to tell you the same thing if they know what they're talking about. You absolutely can eat too little.
Right.
And when you do that for a prolonged period of time, if you put yourself on 1,000 calories for a prolonged period of time, that's now your set point. You are going to hit a wall where you're not going to lose weight. Then, in order to lose weight, you have to dip below that 1,000 calories. And that, we all know, is not a healthy thing. So then you got to reverse diet to come back. And reverse dieting, believe it or not, is way harder
Oh, you
than
don't
doing
wanna
it the
reverse
other
that.
way. So you don't want to set your calories too low. So if you're confused, you really need to consult a professional, because I will tell you right now, unless you're a sedentary person who does absolutely nothing, who literally wakes up in the morning, rolls out of bed, onto the couch, sits there the whole day, and then gets back in bed, 1,200 calories is not enough.
Oh no. And
There is just not,
no,
for the average
'cause
person.
You're going to burn that up. Just going to get your
Right.
your whatever batteries for your Xbox controller.
And if you, well, yeah, I mean, you'll
But
burn
you-
a little. But and if you're someone who doesn't know how many calories you burn, and you
If you're obese, you
and
burn
you
them
can-
faster.
and you can afford it, invest in a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, or something to tell you. Because I'm gonna tell you, even though I've studied this and I kind of had an idea of what I thought I burned a little bit more than I thought I did.
It's crazy
in
once
a
you get
day.
a watch. You
When
watch it every day.
Oh, I tracked my calories yesterday because anyway, I decided to track them yesterday just to see how many I'm getting versus how much I'm burning. I'm not eating enough.
No, that's what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, when I
And-
added up my calories I ate yesterday and I subtracted what I burned, I only had like 1,000 calories. I'm like, well, shoot, I gotta
Yeah.
eat more. You know, you just don't
Yeah.
realize. I don't know how this got into fitness. I didn't mean it to. I talked
No,
it all day.
sometimes it's good to talk
Sometimes it
fitness.
is, but then it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I just say that to say, try not to ever restrict yourself and beware, in my opinion, of high carb or high protein over high protein. Like some of these bodybuilders are like 3 grams of protein per body weight
per pound.
per pound. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 3 grams of
What?
protein.
I've heard the 1 to 2.
The 1 is good.
Dang, 3.
2 would be stretching it. If you are
2, you're
someone,
gonna have some pooping problems.
if you're someone who works out, say 6 days a week and lifts pretty heavy, 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight is okay. 1 gram if you're, an active person, you work out. Like 0.6, 0.7 if you're sedentary. So if you're somebody who just sits at work, doesn't really do anything, maybe you walk on your lunch or something like that. If you're somebody like that, like 0.6 is sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
People think you got to get all this protein, and protein is important for building lean muscle. It's what your muscle needs to when you tear up your muscle fibers. That's the best thing you can do.
Sure, yeah.
To restore those, but people think it's way more than you really need. But
Or you could just not eat protein and you could just take steroids, right?
no, I do not recommend that.
Okay. I was just checking.
I do not recommend that at all.
All right.
And I prefer you all get your protein from obviously,
Grass-fed beef.
well, animals or plant. I mean, like even if you're a vegetarian, you can get protein.
Oh, yeah. Don't they have like
But
beans and peas
They
and
do,
stuff?
but the thing about that is, like with the vegetarians, is that the protein, you have to pair things up right. You can't, like with chicken, you get, pure 100% protein, everything you need in it. But when you try to do it with like lentils and vegetables and stuff like that, you got to pair some things together in order to get all the nutrients that you need. So
I hear you.
It's not really,
It's not like a
it can
good
be
ribeye.
It can be done, obviously, but there's some more science behind it for vegetarians that I'm still actually learning about. But
You
for
better,
those,
because there's a lot of vegetarians and a lot of
I know,
vegans out there.
I know, when I've had a few people come to me and say, I'm a vegetarian, can you write me a meal plan? I decline it because
You don't want to do them a disservice.
I'm certified in fitness nutrition, yes, but I think vegetarians, vegans, things like that, it's a little bit more advanced than just that. So I just let them know you would be better serviced by someone else who specializes in vegetarians or vegans because
But you'll get there.
anyway, what I'm saying is I think a lot of people rely on like protein drinks, protein powders, whey protein, protein bars. They're fine, they're good, you can use them, but I see people using way too much of it. No pun intended.
Yeah, and you got it. You get.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I
and you got to
did.
drink a lot of water when you're using this stuff because
And 2, you need to go see someone like Brandon, and you need to get the right stuff because there's a lot of proteins.
Brandon at GNC,
At
yeah.
GNC, yeah. Because I didn't realize when I used to take it, I just grab crap, the cheap stuff, either online or
No.
at Walmart or whatever, and till I talked to people like Brandon, and they informed me what I was taking. There was a ton of filler in it.
oh, you have to be careful
There's
with filler.
stuff in
It's just
there
like
that's
with
just
chicken.
crap.
You know when you go to
Yeah.
Kroger, I mean, I'm not saying we don't buy this type of chicken from time to time because we do. I think we have some in our refrigerator right now. But you'll go to and look at the chicken breast and it says made with rib meat and all this stuff. That's not pure chicken.
Right.
Same thing with protein. They put a lot of filler in protein to get more bang for your buck. You really need to be sure there's not a lot of filler. Really, if you go to GNC though, most of them will be good. It's like when you try to get them at Walmart and Sam's and stuff like that. Not saying they're not good. Depends on the one, but you got to be careful.
They have
with filler.
legitimate brands there now.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I know,
but
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
think
like,
I think they're more likely to have filler in them.
right. You just got to check that out. Also, there's different types of filtration of the proteins because you have isolate, you have regular whey, you have bulk protein. So there's just so much involved. So if you are looking for a protein supplement, I suggest going to GNC and talking to someone for guidance because you don't want to jack that up. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on all this topic.
I don't know. We take it where it goes some nights.
Sometimes we do.
And I forget what we were actually said we'd bring up.
I don't know, but I do fitness all day,
I think
and
it was
sometimes I'm like
I
crazy.
think it was where I was saying earlier that and we may have talked about this on the podcast before, but I still think it's fascinating thought process that when you watch people, athletes or people, just regular people in the gym, and maybe it's just me in my head, it's like that's when you watch somebody working out. And I was reminded of it today because there was a youngster in there.
Oh my gosh, this
and
poor
this
kid.
poor guy was not very coordinated
At all.
He was struggling with form. His jumping jacks were jacked up. Like I felt bad for him.
I did too.
And there was nothing wrong with him because
No,
I
there's
talked
nothing
to him
wrong with him.
afterwards. And you know what? What I was going to say is, you watch people and you go, "That's how they are in bed. That's how that's when they lose, like." When they get lost in the sex, you get lost in the sex. You either got your fundamentals or you don't. You're going to go to your fundamentals. You're going to go to the way your body moves. And if you don't have those good fundamentals,
so
when you get in the zone, it's gonna be weird. And so when you're at the gym, people look around and you're gonna see some people. You're like, yeah, she's got some rhythm. She's probably good. He's got some rhythm.
You have rhythm when you work out?
Yeah, you see your booty workouts.
There's not rhythm. It's form. It's technique.
It's form and technique, but there's still
no rhythm.
the way
I'm not
you move.
Dancing. You can't. There's
yeah,
no rhythm involved unless there's music.
That's not true. There's not music in the bedroom. There's rhythm.
There's not rhythm. There's movement.
That's rhythm.
It's movement.
I call it rhythm.
Okay, you can call it that.
The rhythm.
But so you're saying the way people lift weights and work out is
the way
is
people
the way they
move
are
around.
Well, that poor guy.
I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying that's even true. I'm just saying you have good form in bed. So yeah, maybe it is true. Like you got good form, and no matter what position's going on, like it's like, yep, she's got it down. She's like, is she thinking about the form?
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm doing something wrong if she's thinking about form. Shouldn't it be thinking about?
thinking about form.
Well,
is
then
my
I'm
back
not.
arched just the right way?
Oh.
My legs straight enough? Are they bent enough? Do I need to unlock my knees?
Do you have a hinge in your knee? Did they go the other way or something?
I unlock my. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean by unlock your knees. Like when you do an RDL, you got to unlock your knees a little bit, so they're not stiff.
True, very true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Do I need to look up? Do I need to keep my back straight? There's there's form involved.
I'm glad you can do that.
So the people in the gym who are loud and grunt and moan, you think they do that?
Guaranteed. That's a lot.
I can think of some people right
I'm
now
laying
where I would
money
just
down.
be like, no.
I don't know if they make those same noises, but
If they're loud,
verbal people are verbal people.
If they're loud
right?
in the gym, they're loud in the bed.
Yeah. But not always. They might be quiet in the gym and still be loud in bed. I think there's a lot of people like that.
I think so too.
Because they can be uninhibited in bed with one person.
Right.
But they're not going to be uninhibited in the squat rack with all kinds of people.
Speaking of grunting, this same said kid that's working, and we say kid, he's not a kid, he's joining the Air Force. He's not a kid, which scares me. That someone that uncoordinated, and bless his heart, I hate to talk about people, but he was a little bit uncoordinated.
I love seeing him in there working though.
No, that was really good. He was killing it. But he was over doing a core workout when I was training one of my clients today, and he was kind of grunting a little bit. And do you know, I mean, it's not awkward if you're grunting, okay? Just do it. This is what makes it awkward. He takes his headphones out and looks at me. He goes, "I'm sorry about all the grunting."
Ooh.
What am I supposed to say? I'm like, buddy, you're fine.
That's when you gave me those eyes, because I was there at lunch, and that's when I looked over there and I was going to ask you about something, because he was in the area there at the core area, and you're with a client, and I was going to ask him. You looked at me and your eyes were really big.
Yeah.
That must have been when he said that.
Yeah, he was like, "Sorry about all the grunting," and I was like, "What am I supposed to say to that?" I'm like, "That's all right, buddy. It's no big deal. It's the gym." You
Should've
just
been
made it
yeah,
awkward.
baby, keep it up.
You right there just made it awkward. If you would have just been quiet about it.
Everybody knows the etiquette at the gym. You just ignore awkward things.
Right.
Right? You just act like it's not happening.
Right. Another thing that happened in the gym today, which is so exciting, I got to work with and train one of our friends from high school.
Oh,
I want to
that's
talk about her for a
right.
second. I don't know if she listens to this podcast or not, but I'm going to tell her she has to listen to it. I admire her so much. Do you know what she's doing? You kind of know what she's doing.
I watch her on Instagram and I want
Okay.
to tell her, don't stop. Because
It
it's
is
great.
crazy. Well, she's going to have to stop at some point.
I don't know what she's doing. I just want her not to stop going
Well,
places.
that's what she's doing. See, here's what she did. She had a great job, a job that paid really good money.
Oh, she'd been with them forever.
She had been with them for a while. Were paying her good money. She lives in a nice house in Charlotte, and she thought to herself, she was working like a dog, making good money, but working like a dog. And she said she thought one day she's not very happy with what's going on. I mean, not with her life. I mean, she's married. She has, well, her daughter's
No,
grown.
she's like
But
the
she has a very
average
successful
person out
daughter
there.
too. That's an interesting story too. Anyway, and she just said, "I've got a lot of money. I'm gonna quit my job and start over." And so she quit her job.
That is freaking awesome.
She put in a resignation, and for the past, I think, 7 months, she's been traveling.
I know.
And because of the great job she had and all the traveling she did with her job, she had points saved up for hotels and flights. She's hardly paid for a flight or a hotel on all these trips. And she's gone to
Oh, she's been everywhere.
Saudi Arabia. I mean, just crazy places. I'm not
been all
talking
over the
about
world.
Florida,
Yeah,
Texas,
Dubai
California.
and-
Yeah, I don't
and
know about
China.
Dubai,
Is
but
she in
China,
China?
I think
Yeah,
China and Vietnam.
Yeah, she's been all over the place.
She went. I think
man.
that's where she went.
Yeah, I think I
and
saw on the
she's-
wall of China.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure.
She's going to these exotic places that you and I, and probably a lot of people will never see. And here's the kicker. Most of these places, she's going alone.
I thought she was alone.
Her husband,
I love it, man.
she
I
lives
love
in
it.
Charlotte. This is crazy too. She lives in Charlotte. Her husband lives here in West Virginia because he works for Toyota and he's invested in, has like 6 more years or something like
Yeah,
that
he
till he
can't
can
do
get
that.
go.
Yeah, right.
And so it's not lucrative for him to leave. And she does not want to move back here. Don't blame your girl. So they kind of live separate. And she's been doing all this travel mostly on her own. Pictures all over Instagram, living her best life, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been having a blast. And I admire her for that.
I do too. Good for her. Because
Exactly.
she, like you said, she's happy with her life. But that's the thing is people work their entire life in doing something that they don't love.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then she's woke up at least to where it's like, yeah, I'm working myself to death. I've got money in the bank.
Right.
Because,
her kid's grown.
because we're taught that this is what you're supposed to do. You don't have to like it. You got to have a job and you got to pay bills. Well, why be unhappy your whole life and just so you can have happy moments?
Yeah.
Pay for happy moments with your family,
Yes.
which is great. Most of us don't have the luxury. Like I would, I can't do that. I basically month to month with a family this size.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I admire someone that does that. Because regardless of whether she had money in the bank, has money in the bank, regardless if she has points saved up, regardless of any of that, to actually wake up that day and take that step away from a great job
Right.
that you're established in, that takes a lot of guts.
Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does.
I
And to
admire
go
that.
by yourself. Because here's the thing. I mean, I'm a risk taker. I quit a really good job to do personal training. I mean, as a paralegal, I was making decent
Yeah,
money. I
you're
had
getting-
benefits and
yes.
stuff.
It's a
So
huge
it
risk
was a
for us.
risk for me to stop to do what I really, because I was miserable. So I was kind of like her. I was like, I wasn't making nearly as money as she was making, but I was making good money. But I woke up every morning dreading to go to work. I didn't.
Right.
Not because it was the place that I was working, but I knew I didn't want to be doing that.
You didn't
and
like
I've been
what you
doing it
did.
forever, like
Yeah.
14 years.
It's like 7.
So the day that you came to me and you had gotten a promotion or something, or a new job, or you started a new job or something that we were comfortable enough for you to say, go. The day I walked out and started the career that I wanted to do was, I can't even explain the feeling inside.
Yeah.
So for her to be doing this has to be,
Exhilarating.
oh my gosh. And she's experiencing so much she wouldn't if she would just conform to standards of life. Like, you don't do that. You don't quit a good paying job. What are you talking about? And
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You don't go travel by yourself. That's not safe.
Right.
She doesn't care. She's going. And I love that about her. So she's going to, I mean, she's not going to always be out of work. I think she's going to start going back, or probably not to the same job, but looking for something different. I think she said like October or something like that. But until then, she has other trips planned coming up, and she's going to go, where does she say she was going to go? Somewhere, and live for like a month and go to like a university and learn Spanish.
Really?
Like take classes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. So I admire people like that. But anyway, I say all that to say, she's in Charleston for the week, and she called me, or she texted me, and she said, I'm going to be here for just a week, but I want to work with you every day that I'm there. Because she said, you know, all these travels, she's eating food.
Well, I couldn't do it and not eat.
Well, I mean, if
Exotic
you're going to
places,
travel like that,
you're
you got to do it.
You got to.
But she
eat
said
the
when she
food.
was in China, I believe, she's not big on Chinese foods. She said all she really ate was like rice and rice noodles, like carbs after carbs after carbs.
Oh wow.
Like carbs on carbs on carbs.
Right.
So, but she's beautiful. She is adventurous, and I admire her for that. And so, yeah, I got to see her today and work with her was my whole point of saying that. But then her story is so interesting. You know what?
We should have her on the
I'm
podcast.
going to text her right now.
Yeah, she could be telling us about her story.
She could be. It's perfect. We can have her and her husband over. And
Yeah.
she can tell us about all of her adventures.
Let's do
She
that.
might not even know we have a podcast.
She probably-
yeah, I think she follows our page.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh well.
But I'm sure she
This
has
is
some
a good
stories.
podcast.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack it with fitness.
No, it's good. I
I
like
will not
getting
do that
into
again
every
for a
once in a while.
long time because I do it all day long.
Yeah, I get it. Well, it just kind of flowed into it. It was
did.
great. I think it was informative. And thank you, Miss Angie, for joining us on in the closet tonight
I'm
and
so glad
educating us.
I'm so glad I could be the guest on my own
Thank you
podcast.
so much. It was nice to interview you.
Thank you.
You're one of the best I've interviewed so far. Top 20. Easy.
I will pay you for that.
I hope you do. Good night.
Bye.